Hi everybody, this is Kelly of Kelly Six Stories, and I'm here to talk to you about baby CJ, which is baby Chris, which is the son of Queen Naija and Chris Sales. And as you know, Queen Naija and Chris Sales, they got famous by doing pranks on YouTube. And their friends are Trey and Armand, who are very popular, as well as Jazz and Tay. Now, I looked at a video by T and K Squad, and they were talking about how the baby was doing inappropriate behavior, and he was talking about his booty hole, and he was pointing at it or trying to touch it or something, and his mother was looking like, "What are you doing?" Like Queen Naija was asking baby Chris, what was he doing? And then in walked in Trey. Trey had opened up the door and walked into the room as Queen Naija was sitting down and vlogging. And then you see how the baby reacted, how he looked at him when he saw him walk in. And then Queen Naija looked at Trey and she beaded her eyes up as though she was thinking about something and as though she was suspicious about Trey. And it kind of made me wonder. It made me wonder, and it made me suspect, like, okay, like what's going on over Trey's house? Like what is this baby seeing? What is he witnessing when he goes over there? Like, is he seeing people having anal sex or doing some sort of anal play over Trey's house? Is he watching grown people have anal sex? Straight couples or gay couples have anal sex over the man's house? Or is somebody at Trey's house touching on this little baby? It made me think about those type of things. And then it started to make me think about how Queen Naija and her husband, they're very friendly, and I feel like they're very trusting and too open with their friends, and allowing their friends to hold their child and hug their baby and kiss their baby. And I feel like sometimes your friends can show you one side and that they can have another side that they will never show you, and you never know what could have happened to some of your friends. You don't know if your friends were molested by a person of the opposite sex or the same sex, and if because of that, if they were molested, if they have the tendencies to wanting to touch on a little baby. And because you don't know these things, and because people will not tell you that these things have happened to them, and because they will not tell you that because these things happen to them, that they have a sexual attraction towards children, and that they like doing sexual activities with kids, a person that does that type of behavior, they know that it's wrong, and they're not just going to come out and say that that's what they like to do. And because of that, that's the reason why a parent should be vigilant, and they should definitely pay attention to what a person behavior is around them. And if their gut instinct is telling them that there may be something wrong, then more than likely something is wrong. And if your instinct is telling you, or you getting the vibe that a certain individual may not be on the up and up, even though they behave like they are a good person and they seem like they are a good person, but no matter what, you're still getting this feeling like something isn't right about them, more than likely you're probably right that the person is probably doing things in secret that they should not be doing. And if they are doing things that they should not be doing, they may be doing things to your baby that can affect them for life, emotionally and mentally. And this can give the child unwanted trauma that a child should not have to experience, you know. So I just hope that Queen Naija and the father, Chris Sales, that they will become more vigilant and more aware in the behavior of other people, and that they will keep check of what's going on with their child, and that they'll pay attention to how people act toward their baby, and that they'll stop being so open and allowing other people that are strangers and people who are also friends and holding their baby. You know, that to me, I feel like that's something that they need to really get a hold of, you know. And there was a video, I think it was on Chris Sale's page. It might have been either on his Chris Sale's YouTube page or his Daddy and Me page. I'm not sure. But he did a prank on his son. And then after the prank, he walked into a room where Trey was at. And the baby, he was playing with Trey. And he was swinging on him. He was grabbing on his legs. He was grabbing on Trey's legs. And he was swinging between the man's legs. And he was putting his hands up in the air for the man to pick him up. And to me, that didn't sit well with me, because I feel like a baby shouldn't be holding on to another man like that isn't his father. And especially, he shouldn't be swinging on the legs of a man that isn't his father. You know, baby grabbing onto the man's legs, and his head is near that man's penis, and that man's crouch is in the baby's face as he's swinging between the man's legs. Now, a baby is innocent. They just want to have fun, you know. And if they feel that fun is, you know, grabbing hold to a person and swinging on their legs and walking between their legs and stuff like that, a baby is innocent. They're innocent. They're not thinking about any sexual things. But that doesn't necessarily mean that the adult is not thinking in that way or manner. Not saying that Trey was thinking in a sexual manner towards the baby, but we all know that some people are sick and they do think in those type of ways when the baby is clearly playing with them. So that's why I felt an unease about that whole situation. That was uneasy for me to see that and to watch that. You know, it didn't sit right with me. I didn't like it. But anyway, like, share, and subscribe.